Hello and welcome to this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. So the Carabao Cup first round draw has just taken place for both the south section and the northern section. And there were some really interesting ties. A couple of standout ties in my opinion that I think will be probably picked for television. But it's going to be some interesting sides. And there's also a lot of, there's a few League 2 teams taken on. So there'll definitely be a sprinkling of League 2 teams in the next round as well. But for me, the standout draw is Salford City, who have recently been promoted to the Football League, taking on Leeds United, who missed out on promotion, losing in the semi-finals to Derby County. So that is one of the biggest draws in my opinion. I think that will definitely be chosen on TV. I thought that they would be on TV anyway, as long as they were drawn at home against a team higher up. If they drew, I don't know, Scunthorpe, for example, I don't think that would have been on TV. But I thought Salford would probably be on the TV. But luckily for me, it's a game that probably should be on the telly. So let's get through into the games that were picked. So Grimsby Town will take on Doncaster Rovers. The first draw out was Tranmere Rovers taking on Hull City. So Tranmere Rovers recently promoted to League 1, taking on Championship side Hull City, who currently don't have a manager. So then we have Grimsby and Doncaster League 2 versus League 1. An all Championship tie between Wigan Athletic, Stoke City. Port Vale will take on Burton Albion, that's League 2 versus League 1. Nottingham Forest will play Fleetwood Town. Bradford City will take on Preston North End. So that's League 2 versus the Championship. That one could be on the TV. That's a good draw for Bradford. And that'll be a very interesting tie. Blackpool take on Macclesfield. Blackburn Rovers are against Oldham. That's Championship versus League 2. Mansfield versus Morecambe in an all League 2 clash. Accrington Stanley will take on Sunderland, which is a League 1 clash. But I think that Accrington will be very happy with the extra income that they'll get with facing Sunderland. They'll probably sell out their allocation. Scunthorpe United versus Derby County. This is another one that could potentially be on the telly. Scunthorpe are playing in League 2 after getting relegated from League 1. Derby County missed out on playoff promotion rather, losing to the final to Aston Villa, who obviously got promoted. A localish derby here, Rochdale versus Bolton Wanderers. Huddersfield Town versus Lincoln City, so relegated Huddersfield Town taking on promoted Lincoln City. That should be an interesting tie. Middlesbrough take on Crewe. That'll be Jonathan Woodgate's first Carabao Cup game as a manager. Shrewsbury Town will take on Rotherham. That is a repeat of the 2018 playoff final for League 1. Rotherham obviously winning that one. Sheffield Wednesday will take on Bury. Then we have the Salford and Leeds, which we've already mentioned, and Barnsley will face Carlisle. On to the southern section now. Colchester United will take on Swindon. AFC Wimbledon will take on MK Dons. Now this one is obviously a whole sort of history with Wimbledon and MK Dons, so they'll take on each other. That one could potentially be on the telly. I think that's a standout tie for sure. Oxford versus Peterborough. QPR will take on Bristol City in an all-championship clash. Plymouth Argyle versus Leyton Orient. Wycombe Wanderers will take on Reading. Charlton Athletic versus Forest Green Rovers. Gillingham versus Newport County. Stevenage and Southend will play each other. Luton Town versus Ipswich. That's a League 1 team going to a championship side now and swapping roles from last season. Walsall will take on Crawley. Bristol Rovers will take on Charlton. That's a localish game as well. Brentford will take on Cambridge. Coventry will take on Exeter City. Obviously Coventry now playing at St Andrews for the season, so that one will be taking place in Birmingham, not in Coventry. Swansea City will take on Northampton Town. West Brom versus Millwall. Now, apparently I read on Twitter that this game is taking place at the start of the season as well, so they'll play each other twice in a few days. Then the last game was Portsmouth versus Birmingham City. So some good ties there, particularly in the northern section. There were some good ties. I think that Leeds and Salford will definitely be on the telly, and then there's a couple of other ones. Scunthorpe versus Derby County and Bradford versus Preston North End. That's League 2 taking on Championship. All three of those games are the home sides, obviously League Two, and then AFC Wimbledon versus MK Dons is the standout as well. So there will be 2 games picked for television. Those will be live on Sky Sports. The start of it will be on the 12th of August. So that is have the first week of the season, and then the second week of the season, and then that is when those games take place. So it will probably be the 13th to Tuesday and the 14th to Wednesday, I would say. So I'm really looking forward to the Carabao Cup. I always like the early stages. I always like seeing shocks. So I'm really looking forward to the Carabao Cup. So last season, Manchester City won it. They retained it, beating Chelsea on penalties. And it's a good competition. I think it's been raised a little bit from where it was in terms of value, because City are winning a lot of things, and it's been a while where the Carabao Cup has been won by Manchester United, Manchester City in the last few years. So they're really looking at, and you look at the teams who got to the final, Chelsea and Arsenal in the last 2 years being beaten by Manchester City. So I think the value of the cup is going up simply because there's only 4 competitions that you can win if you are a top 16. So you've got to try and win something. And and the Carabao Cup, even though it's probably the lesser of the 4 things you can win, it is really a good way of. It's a stepping stone. You've seen with City in the last 2 seasons that they have won the Carabao Cup and then gone on to win the Premier League in both seasons. So it can be a really good stepping stone. So Premier League sides aren't included this round. All of them that aren't in Europe will be included next round. So all of them will be in the next round, in the second round, and then the third round, the European sides will come in. So that'll be the top 6 and Wolves as well. So that's something to look forward to. But I really do enjoy the Carabao Cup because it's so interesting seeing the shock stuff. That's why I enjoy the FA Cup as well. Thanks so much for watching this video. Feel free to let me know in the comments who you think will be on the TV. Personally, I think it will be Salford, City, and Leeds versus AFC Wimbledon and MK Dons. But that's just my opinion. They could go with something else. I sort of hope they don't have AFC Wimbledon and MK Dons, simply because that's a game that could be, it's going to be on in the league. They're going to play each other in the league. So for it to be on the telly for the Carabao Cup, I'm not so sure. But hopefully they go with some good picks. I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please press a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And comment what you think, particularly if you're a fan of any of the teams that have been drawn, what you think of your draw. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Mike, and I will see you soon.